Welcome back, Truth Seeker. In the headlines today, December 29th, 2024, the death of Jimmy Carter. I will do a better video on this later, but just some obvious things right now. We mentioned a while back to watch out for this day, possibly for Biden passing the torch to Kamala, because it's 39 days after Joe Biden's November 20th birthday. And of course, in Gematria, Kamala equals 39. And remember, Jimmy Carter said he was only living to vote for Kamala Harris. And we'll get to that, the election in today. But the thing about 39 days after Biden's birthday is Jimmy Carter was the 39th president of the United States of America. And you might recall when Biden won in 2020 with some asterisks, of course, because these guys don't win these elections. They're all rigged selections, and that goes for Trump, Biden, and the rest of them. But you might recall they called the election for Joe Biden in Georgia on the 44th day of Jimmy Carter's age. I had to go back and look. It was the 44th day of his age. In Gematria, Joe Biden equates to 44, like he was the VP to number 44. And Georgia also equals 44. Of course, Georgia's the fourth state. Now, Jimmy Carter, we covered the headline back in October that he was only living to vote for Kamala Harris. Recall, we covered that story. You can look it up today. Jimmy Carter only living to vote for Kamala Harris. We covered why he voted for her October 16th. In Georgia, they have mail-in ballot. They can vote early. Some states have that. But the actual date of the election was November 5th. Remember the 5th of November, the day in history that the Jesuit order tried to blow up British Parliament. So from the election, November 5th, to his death, December 29th, is 54 days later. And in Gematria, Jimmy Carter equals 54, just like Jesuit order equates to 54. Remember, if you run both of those things in reverse, Jimmy Carter and Jesuit order, they equal 72 instead, like Kamala's born on the day, leaving 72 days left in the year, like President Biden equals 72, so does President Trump. Of course, Biden and Trump are Jesuit educated. I'll have to look into Jimmy Carter. I don't know if Jimmy Carter ever went to a Jesuit prep school. Biden went to 2 Jesuit prep schools. Trump went to Fordham, the Jesuit University of New York. But yeah, these are the big ones right here. 39 days after the current Democratic president's birthday. Again, the Kamala connection, Kamala 39. And then for the topping, coming back to the Jesuits, it's 1229. 1229, as we know, 1229 is the 201st prime number. And I might have misspoke. 1229 is the 201st prime number. Remember, the Jesuit order equates to 201 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. It equates to 177 when you run it forward. Jimmy Carter's full name, James Earl Carter Jr., equates to 177. So the Jesuit order, 177, 201. Remember, Jimmy Carter was the president until 81. We were talking about this. We expected Jimmy Carter to die in the time of the Biden administration, and they waited up until the 11th hour for it to happen. But we were making this exact point about how President Biden also equates to 81, as does President Trump. Both President Biden and President Trump are 72 forwards, 81 when you run it inverse. But Biden supposedly beat Trump in 2020 with a record 81 million votes. He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania, home of The Office, the hit show that ran 201 episodes. Scranton's off I-81, home to a infamous Jesuit prep school. And then when he passed the torch to Kamala, she supposedly got a record $81 million in 24 hours. The word ritual is also 81. But yeah, Biden had that huge 81 thing going on, and now Jimmy Carter, who was president until 81, is dead. And of course, he passed the torch on to Reagan. Reagan became president after Jimmy Carter. And now Jimmy Carter's dead, and now the other guy who runs on Mega is about to become president again, who's also a Hollywood actor like Reagan, who was also a lifelong Democrat like Reagan until he became a politician and switched to the Republicans. One other thing about Jimmy Carter's death that does stand out is he's died 89 days after his birthday. 89 is the 24th prime number. We've just seen a lot of that pairing in 2024. 89, the 24th prime. There might be something else to that. There probably is. And like I said, I'll do a better video on this. Shout out to Daria. She texted me she sent us a super chat in the last live stream. that Rosalind Carter, his wife, who didn't last long in hospice care, died exactly 58 weeks earlier. Of course, Freemasonry equals 58. DC's the Jesuit/Masonic city. Jesuit Order 54, Freemasonry 58. Yeah, so it's 4 days after the sun's birthday per the Catholic Church. Again, sun equals 54. It moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. Like Jesuit Order equals 54 and 72, just like Jimmy Carter. But Jimmy from the 4th state, Georgia, dead 4 days after the sun's birthday, which is December 25th per the Catholic Church. I don't know if his preps. I'm going to look more into his younger years education. He didn't go to any Jesuit universities. But again, you don't have to necessarily go to a Jesuit university to be used by the Jesuit cabal that runs the federal city. And just for the record, you guys, federal does equal 39, as does Masonry, as does secrecy. Again, he was number 39, now dead 39 days after Joe Biden's birthday. All right, yeah, that's what I got for now. I'll do a better video on this later. Till next time, True Seekers.